Blog Talk Radio.
Your balls are showing.
There are two types of balls. There are big brave balls, and there are little meat balls. Little dicks have drive and clarity of vision.
The most important piece of equipment is called the cup. Now, it ain't no Dixie cup, and it ain't no coffee mug. And you certainly won't want to be drinking nothing out of it.
Hey, any balls down there? That's the biggest berry you ever seen, Dingleberry.
Wow, I play with these balls all day.
Well, it's my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Big Balls Fantasy Football Show here live at blogtalkradio.com/bigballsfootball, our new blog talk home. I'm your host, Greg REIFSTECK, and we are the beauty and the beast of fantasy football. I'm obviously not the beauty. She'll be on in a moment. Week 1 is done, and JENILEE and I are going to review that wild week in fantasy football this week. It was crazy. You can call us or listen in live at 646-716-7132. That's 646-716-7132. With any of your fantasy lineup questions, we will get you right on the air. Did you get Manninged by the 7 touchdowns Peyton put up Thursday night? We're going to define that term, our new term, Manninged, in the Big Balls Dictionary. We're also going to discuss the Monday Night Football madness that included Michael Vick trying to keep up with the new Chip Kelly offense, yes, his own offense, a record number of plays in the first half of a football game there. He went head-to-head with the fearful to leave the pocket RG3, almost came back in that game. We'll talk about all the fantasy implications. Also, I went down with Smash to Monday Night Football in San Diego. She unfortunately got to witness the Chargers' own worst enemy, Phillip Rivers, yes, their own quarterback, do a live shit-the-bed. She's going to tell us all about our fun that we had at the Texans game down at Qualcomm with the Chargers. JENILEE's going to give her real men. I'll give my beast mode as usual. Packer PROST will be here on the air from San Diego to give the balls to the wall injury report, and Cash will be here to do his usual Lone Star corresponding from Texas, give us your gambles of the week, some unorthodox picks you might not have thought of taking. Don't forget to hear more of our Week 2 lineup picks on our video cast. You can go to the stream.tv YouTube page or go straight to the stream.tv/bigballs to watch the whole show. And tweet us during the show at BigBallsFBall to get fantasy news analysis and all the stuff that we love to give you. Now that I've gotten all of that stuff out of the way, I can catch my breath by bringing my lovely co-host on the line. Hey, JENILEE, how you doing?
Hey, Greg, how are you?
I'm good. We made it through 1 week of football.
We absolutely did. It was just so fun to see the real games happen after, watching all the preseason and having all the predictions and everything. So
Yeah. Some stuff came true, some stuff didn't. It was really interesting. Let's start with that Thursday game. Who in the hell would have thought that we'd get to see history in the making? It was just unbelievable. I know you were watching at home. How was it? What was your reaction to the game, fantasy-wise?
It was just insane, and it's like we knew Denver was definitely going to be good, one of the best teams in the AFC. I think everyone pretty much predicted that, but them coming out like that was pretty amazing to watch. They definitely were getting their revenge for losing that playoff to the Ravens. So
I would say so. Revenge and then some. My God, revenge is a dish best served cold, as for all you Star Trek geeks out there. But anyway, Lord. So because of that, as you know, GENILEE, we on our video cast last night, we revealed our new word. Our we have the ball scale. We have all of these things that are in the Big Balls Fantasy Football Dictionary, but I think this is a great term because I actually looked it up in the Urban Dictionary, and it had the lamest definition ever. So we have to redefine it. Yeah, are you ready for me to lay it on you?
Yeah, lay it on me.
All right. Everybody, this is what it means to get manninged. Adjective. When bionic quarterback Peyton Manning or any other NFL player racks up such an obscene amount of fantasy football points for a team that the opposing fantasy manager starts to cry, send profanity-laced texts, swear at the TV, or, in the case of probably a lot of people drinking too much, vomit. So
that is an awesome definition.
Hey, I think we're just in competition with all those other big sports networks in trying to come up with our own terms, NFL Network and all them. So fuck you, Sports Center. And Fuego was weak. Manninged is where it's at. Maybe you should use it in a sentence, GENILEE, off the top of your head to further drive home what getting manninged in a week really means.
It means shit. Manning just threw 2 more touchdowns to Wes Welker, and I'm playing against him. I am getting manninged.
Damn straight. And you look down and you see like 60 points to nothing.
Yeah, it was funny. I had Demaryius Thomas playing in one of my leagues, and I was actually getting worried because he wasn't really doing a lot. It was Julius Thomas and Wes Welker, and it's like everybody else was getting a piece of the pie, and then he broke out and started having some action. So I don't know why I was getting worried, but there's so many receivers to catch the ball in Denver, it gets a little nerve-wracking.
I was too. I had Wes Welker, and I was like, "Hey, come on, what's with this Orange Julius kid, man?" But we'll talk about him in a moment as well. Let's talk about the Monday night games. You got to see the first one because Smash and I were down doing an appearance at a bar in San Diego, so we missed most of the very, very hyped Vic versus RG3 face-off. Tell us about that game and who some of the fantasy stars of that were.
Well, it was definitely exciting seeing the Eagles in the first half. Everyone was really anticipating what Chip Kelly was going to bring with that offense. And, he definitely showed us a taste of, I think, what they're going to give us throughout the season. Vic was playing very well. They ran, I think, like 52 or 54 plays, something like that, in the first half, which was just nuts. And you could tell Washington's defense just couldn't keep up with them. And then, unfortunately for Washington, RG3 couldn't stay on the field on offense, so that was a problem. The Redskins offense just looked really rusty. Even the offensive line, Alfred Morris, the receivers, you could just tell that no one had played with RG3 in the preseason, and the gelling that normally happens was not there. But they did come back in the second half and definitely make a run at it. And I think that's why everyone's kind of questionable on if the Eagles will be able to maintain that offensive speed in the second half of the game and throughout the whole season. It's really demanding on the players' bodies, and we know Vic isn't the youngest guy anymore. So I think that will be the thing to actually watch. But speed-wise, if they can keep up with it, it's going to be a fun year.
Yeah, we caught part of it at a Mexican restaurant in Old Town, and we caught about 10 minutes of the game, like the last 10 minutes before halftime. And Vic, they were running the plays, and Vic just looked, he looked good in form, but he just looked winded. And he's an older guy, and Chip Kelly is used to at Oregon having these young stud college quarterbacks, and I think he's gonna end up wearing poor Vic out and end up end up getting with the backup. But that's not a horrible thing for Chip Kelly either, because he's used to running multiple quarterback schemes anyway. So if he has to go start switching off with Nick Foles and go to the pocket situation, it's just going to work out that way. So we'll have to see what happens. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So how was the San Diego game?
We will get to that. I'm teasing the hell out of that because Smash is actually going to call in and give us here. I mean, the preview is everybody knows the score already, but we're going to get a live account of a shit the bed, not watching it on TV, but watching it unfold at the actual stadium, which is kind of the worst feeling you can have as a football fan for your home team. But you got your real men there. Let's get into who our week 2 picks are. What do you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's do it. I have some different picks.
Oh, let's do it definitely then.
I need a real man. Have you seen him? I haven't found him. Baby, could you be him? Baby, could you be him? I'm sick of searching and always working. Always. You find the right one. I can't take just anyone. Who's my real man? We're just not gonna rush and keep it on the high.
Okay, so let's get into it. It is week 2 this week, so it should be another exciting week. I teased this one on the show last night, but my first pick is wide receiver DeSean Jackson. I'd say he's about like a 2 on the ball scale. He had 7 receptions for 104 yards and 1 touchdown against Washington, but he did all of that in the first half. So he didn't really see a lot of action in the second half of the game. But he says he's having a lot of fun in this offense, and he just feels like a kid out there. And I think that really matters. I think when someone isn't only playing for money or to win or the intensity, but they're actually having fun, I think that changes their attitude. Vic said that we've only seen about 60% of their offense so far, so they have plenty more plays in the book. And speaking of San Diego's defense looked really worn out against the Texans. So if they were worn out against the Texans, I have no idea how they're going to last against the Eagles. Chip Kelly said that their offense didn't go fast enough, which seems insane. So we'll see if the tempo picks up even more. And it's the Eagles' first home game, so I think Jackson's really going to flourish. What do you think about that pick, Greg?
All I hope is DeSean Jackson has all of the signs down, since it was so nice to see the signs come out on the sideline from Chip Kelly. I thought that was really.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hey, I'm a transplant Oregon fan because my folks retired there, and it's always fun to watch the what crazy crap they put on the signs. So long as DeSean Jackson can read the signs and get his routes right, he's going to be great.
I absolutely agree. My second real man is quarterback RG3. Now, I think he's dusted off some of that rust that he had in his first game, and I really don't think he's going to throw 2 picks and have a fumble. That seemed pretty odd for him. So hopefully all that dust is kind of brushed off. And he still had 329 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. So if they do fall behind, he's going to have to throw to bring them back, which I think he can do. I'm thinking maybe this week he won't be hesitating as much at running, so maybe we'll see him try to take off and run for a few more yards. And they're playing Green Bay, and as we all know, which was awesome to watch, by the way, Kaepernick shredded Green Bay's defense with 412 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. So Kaepernick was able to do it through the air and not on the ground. And RG3 is a quarterback that he's dangerous either way, passing or running. So I think he's a good quarterback to have in your lineup this week. Do you have any opinion about that one?
Well, who picked Kaepernick last week? Who picked Kaepernick?
You did.
Right here. Right here. That's right, teacher. I picked Kaepernick, and that's why I believe in your RG3 pick, because I think the Packers defense, except for that annoying Clay Matthews and his damn fathead commercials and crap. I think they're suspect. I think they're super suspect, and I can't wait for our Bears to play them. So, hey, RG3, go ahead and tee off on them. I love it.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, so my third Real Man pick is tight end Jared Cook. He's a 1 on the ball scale because he's a beast. He had the best week of any tight end last week with 7 receptions for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. And this week he's going against Atlanta's defense that ranks 28th against the pass and only 25th overall after week 1. So we've only been through 1 week, but their defense is not showing anything amazing. And Bradford definitely likes going to him. He targeted him a team high 10 times last week. And also Bradford said that it's, quote, almost shocking that Cook didn't have multi-touchdown games when he was in Tennessee. So that shows you that Bradford has some plans to get Cook in the end zone. And the thing that's cool about Cook is that he can be used like a wide receiver basically as well. So they can run him with all kinds of routes, and he should be out there beasting it up again this week. So
beasting it. You're using my term there. Wow, that's a great thing. That's a great.
I had to steal your term for a minute.
Hey, you can't call your players beauties, or it'd be an entirely different football show. It'd be like for the what are they called? The Legends Football League now, the Ladies Football League. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had to steal your phrase just for a player.
Of course. It's open to everybody. I hardly coined the term. So, yeah, I mean, I like that pick too. I think he's very versatile. I think he runs good routes, and I can't wait to see all your people score. So, let's get right into beast mode, shall we? Ready for Godzilla?
Yeah, give me Godzilla.
You know what Godzilla was just saying there?
What was he saying?
He was saying Mark Sanchez is an ass. That's what he was saying. He was just, randomly just saying it. He isn't even on the field, and he's still looking at him as an ass. So let me get right to it. I'm going to go with, first of all, there's no way I can't repeat this pick from our video cast last night, and that is wide receiver A.J. Green. Generally, we watched the game together. A.J. Green in the first half just went insane on the Bears defense. It was quite tense because we were like, are we ever going to be able to stop this guy? And thank goodness we finally did somewhat. That's why this is a one-ball pick. I mean, you if you don't play him this week, you shouldn't be playing fantasy football. Put up a clinic against our defense. He's just a miraculous player. He was double covered, still caught the ball. 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's going to do that same kind of damage, especially against a rusty Steelers defense. That's for sure. I just saw we had Prost on the line. I want to ask him, since we were talking Packers defense. Hey, Prost, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, we were just talking. Your ears should have been ringing. We were talking about how much your Packers defense sucked against Kaepernick both of the last times they've played him. What do you guys have to say for yourself?
Well, we were watching for his legs, because his legs beat us the last game. And I was telling you, I was watching that last preseason game on our draft show, and the kid can throw on the run. I would pull up against Rodgers as far as throwing while running. I mean, he puts them wherever he wants to. And our defensive secondary, they had a couple of key guys that were out or a little bit lame, and they got torched. I mean, it is what it is.
Are you saying you were looking at Kaepernick's legs too?
Yes. I was looking he was willing to throw while he was running. I wasn't admiring how he looks in those tight pants, although I'm sure up in San Francisco there are a few males who have been admiring it.
I'm sure there are. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
In the country, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, now I wanted to bring you on too because I want to make your ears bleed with my second beast mode pick, and that's Alshon Jeffrey, of course. on the Bears last week. He got 8 looks from Cutler, caught 5 of them for 42 yards. I know that's not like burning up the yardage meter, but the whole fact is our offense, once it got working. And I'm taking this as a 2-balls pick. I'm playing the trends in the fact that Cutler is looking to him. And after B. Marsh, he's looking at him, Trestman, as long as he can keep our D in shape, which was, of course, a little suspect against A.J. Green, as I just said. As long as we're able to keep pace and keep in the game, I think Alshon is just going to go off. And generally, I don't have to ask your opinion on that too hard.
No, I hope he gets in the end zone this week. It'd be nice to see him get a touchdown.
Oh, that's for sure. I think a lot of fantasy people that risked him early in the draft, thanks to the fantasy football magazines, ranking him a little bit higher than, I think even we would have as Bear fans. Hopefully he'll pay off this week. And then my third beast of the week is Carson Palmer of Arizona. I've been talking to him all in the preseason, and it's another trendy 2-balls pick. Wait for those 3-balls and 4-balls picks later in the season. You're going to need them when you hit those bye weeks. Fitzgerald is benefiting from this. 96.6 quarterback rating. He went 26 for 40, 327, and 2 touchdowns. And the best part about this, GENILEE, is he actually has a damn defense, so he can actually put up these numbers consistently and not play comeback in the second half like he had to in the Raiders. The Raiders always get behind, and then he has to throw like 3 touchdowns in like the last quarter to catch up and kill himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, if they could get their run game going a little bit more, I think that he could be even, 10 times more dangerous in the passing game. So I think that's the one area they're weak in.
Yeah. You have any opinion of either of those, Prost?
No, in fact, you talk about, 4th down touchdown passes. My favorite still has got to be Phillip Rivers. He threw a game-changing touchdown in the fourth quarter of the game Monday night.
Yeah, okay, spoiler alert. We're going to bring in Smash on later, and she's going to give us all the ugly details of that. But you're absolutely right. In the fourth quarter, we got to witness yet another Rivers meltdown. But you got your injury report there?
Yes, I do.
All right.
There's a collection of bumps and bruises that I'm not going to mention because by Sunday these guys will be well healed. You look at Reggie Bush, dislocated thumb, groin injury, and you got Jim Schwartz saying, "Oh, he's fine, he'll be good. Don't worry about him. Laying upon the hands, we'll take care of him Friday night." But looking at important injuries that have bearing on the Thursday game, my biggest one right now would be Eric Amendola. I think that were he able to play on Sunday,
Amendola?
He would be in the game.
What's his first
Amendola,
name?
New England.
No, his first name. What'd you call him?
Eric. No?
Eric?
No. Did I have told right here?
Eric Amendola. First name.
No, what was the first name?
Danny.
Oh, Danny. Danny. I'm in the wrong sport. No, yeah.
What's the name? What's the name of your dog, Prost?
It's Chip.
Okay, at least
That's
you know that.
Name,
Thank God.
That's his only name. He goes by one name.
I'm just
Chip
saying,
is like Madonna. He goes by one name.
I see.
Chip.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, go on about Danny Amendola.
Danny Amendola would be playing on Sunday. He played through the groin injury on Sunday as it was, but because it's a Thursday game, he's sitting on the bench massaging his injury. Shane Vereen, New England, he's done. They put him on the IR, but he'll be back week 11. You look up for LeGarrette Blount, possibly. I don't know. It's the Thursday curse as far as these guys are going to go. On the Jets side, Jeremy Curley, wide receiver, kick returner, he's concussed. Maybe he plays Sunday, maybe not. He's done. Pittsburgh, do we have time for Pittsburgh injuries?
That's a long list. Give us just one or two. They're always injured.
Okay, Larod Stevens-Howling, he's part of the three-headed beast at running backs. They brought Dwyer back. Anyone excited about that? You are definitely a 5-ball scale there. The biggest one that I see is their definite loss is Pouncey. Not having a center calling the protections on the line for Big Ben, the blocking schemes. That guy's a beast when he's in there. So your running backs are already dicey at best. Now you lose your center. You push your quarterback to throw more. You're not getting proper protections called on him. Pittsburgh is going to have a very long, difficult year. I'm not looking forward to, I hate to be a Pittsburgh fan at this stage. Their kicker, Sean Sweeson, mild hamstring problem. Yeah, whatever.
Okay. That's one team.
Those are the biggest injuries going into it. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of bumps and bruises and people that are complaining. I said Finley's got an injury, but he's going to be playing on Sunday. Anyone that's listed as questionable today is probably going to play Sunday. But when you have Thursday games, like your New England players and your Jets players just simply aren't going to be on the field because it's a short recovery, short week.
Definitely. Well, yeah, thank you for all of those. And Amendola, I mean, generally, I think all of us were picking an over-under in our drafts as to I unfortunately took him in my work draft, so I'm stuck with his ass now. I didn't really find anybody else on the waiver wire unless I want to go for Orange Julius, but, I mean, we predicted this, didn't we, GENILEE?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why I have, Reggie Wayne as my backup guy. So, I kind of knew when I was drafting Amendola that I needed to draft someone else, to throw in there for when he's hurt because that'll be, a good percentage of the season, unfortunately.
Yeah. Speaking of... Yeah, go ahead.
Watch these stars from week 1 that came out because the fact of the matter is, while they're not Ogletrees as of yet, they're on the radar now. These guys that snuck in and scored a couple touchdowns, couple goal line receptions that you weren't expecting. Orange Julius is my favorite. Eddie Royal, he looked like he was playing on a clinic on Monday night. He only had 3 catches for 24 yards, but 2 of them were in the red zone. They were in the end zone. He's on the radar now. They're going to put a guy on him. He's not going to be able to run free against a fourth, cornerback or safety or something. So don't get panicky on the waiver wire yet. Let week 2 pan out, see what's going on really in the league before you start jumping on these guys. Because if you leave somebody hanging out there for me, he'll be gone on Thursday. You'll be wishing you had him back. That's all I can tell you.
That's right. Prost, our one-hit blunder expert. You guys are on the radar now. Watch out. So I see we have Cash on the line. Hey, Cash. How you doing, man?
Good. What a Bears victory this past weekend. Yeah!
Yeah, baby.
Like
enjoy your temporary spot above the stands. It's not going to last very long.
You're out.
You'll be self-hypnotized. You're out of Detroit.
Only 16 and season's unpredictable, So, we'll see week by week.
Yeah, I think it was a good win. I think it was a good coming out party for our coach, definitely. And but then your Dallas team down there, once again in their opening game of the season against the Giants, what was that?
Yeah, that was pretty pitiful the first half. I mean, you got all these tournaments going on, especially on the Giants side, and Dallas couldn't take advantage of it. I mean, it's a very interesting city here. Actually, I just 10 minutes ago I passed up a Bears stand by Home Depot, and of course I get a Go Bears. But unlike to me, still Chicago is the best sports town in America, maybe the world. Who knows? Because after each game, there was a lot of water cooler talk. There was no water cooler talk here, even though the Cowboys won. They were actually more, kind of saddened because the UT Longhorns lost to BYU. I think got thrashed. My prediction actually going in was something like 38-33 and ended up being 36-31, so it's pretty close. But I was at it watching it in a tavern, and it's pretty warm crowd. People, it's just not Chicago.
Dallas fans don't know how to do it like we do. So, do you have your gambles of the week? Are you ready?
I sure do. The first one will come as no surprise. Julian Edelman, if he's people are looking at as a hot commodity. Now, usually, of course, we try to point out somebody based on matchups as maybe a really a good sleeper for this particular week, but he may be a good one pick up for the whole year. The reason being, as some of you guys have been kind of talking about, well, New England, it is a New England Patriots offense, but there's no Brandon Lloyd, there's of course, Danny Amendola is kind of week to week, but he's got so many of these injury issues, and there is a prior history with Julian Edelman and Tom Brady. He's been there now for a couple of years, and he's done well. I think he could be coming out, could be his coming out party in the next few weeks as the season progresses. So he may not just be a week 2 sleeper pickup. He may be there with you for a while.
I like that one. What do you think, JENILEE?
Yeah, I do too. Brady definitely needs someone to throw the ball to, and the fact that they struggled to win against the Bills is not a good sign. So, Vereen being out hurts them a lot as well, even in the passing game, because he's your running back that catches. So, I really like it. Good pick, Cash.
Thank you. Yeah, the other one is the wide receiver out of Arizona, Andre Roberts. Of course, with Larry Fitzgerald getting all the attention, and deservedly so, I think Larry Fitzgerald's going to have a great year. But, of course, he's going to see a lot more, double coverage and all kinds of zone schemes. It's going to free up Andre Roberts' slot. In fact, if I'm correct, in the first week, he actually led in terms of total yards, and I think in terms of receiving for the Cardinals, as well as he had, I think, about 8 receptions as well. So you're going to see a lot of consistency coming out of week to week from Andre Roberts. He may have a couple of small games of only 2 or 3 receptions, but expect big things from him at least in the coming week.
He's the slot guy. There, and as I just said, Carson Palmer. This is a team that looks like they have a new look and a new attitude. I mean, this could be the whole, if it works out right, and as JENILEE says, they could get the running game going. I mean, this is insane. Beast Greg here talking, but I mean, they could have another little Kurt Warner patch of time again if they get this together.
Yeah, there's definitely a feeling that this offense can certainly put up 3 to 4 touchdowns a week, and most of them will be via the passing game, and so you'll definitely see these guys really involved. And what will happen is you just wait till maybe even this week or next week, Larry Fitzgerald's a big game, like a 3-touchdown game. All of a sudden corners are going to be, kind of covering on him, and it's going to leave Roberts for some easy pickups.
So do you have anybody else there? Any other gambles this week?
Yes, actually, I had to take one because I'm out of a quarterback in one of my leagues, and so at least for this week, I'm going to go with Terrell Pryor. I know he has some of the shortcomings in the passing game, but this is their first home game of the season. They're opening. And they're going against the pitiful Jaguars. So, I think he's going to be good for at least a couple of touchdowns. And, and both could be probably maybe on the running variety. But he's slowly beginning to, start getting more comfortable. And, he's making plays. So I think, if you don't have a Brady, if you don't have a Cap or Wilson or obviously Peyton Manning, you may want to look Pryor's way, depending on the matchup, and this week is favorable.
Definitely, yeah. I liked watching him against our Bears second string defense in preseason, and I mean he won that job there, and I don't think he's going to want to lose anytime soon. So I think he's going to. A lot of people are counting on him, so I think he's going to do well. So I see in our queue, everybody's been waiting for the story from San Diego here. Hey, Ashley, are you there? Ashley?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Sorry.
No
There
problem
we go.
at all.
I hit the wrong button. I hit mute instead of off my speaker so I could hear y'all.
We don't know anything about technical difficulties here at Big Balls Fantasy Football. I'm
never,
shocked and appalled.
Never.
Say hi to everybody, Smash. Everybody's on the line.
Hi, everyone. Glad to be
Smash.
on. Hi.
How you doing,
Oh,
Smash?
my. So much to talk about from Monday Night Football. Oh, my.
Yeah, what I want to do is in honor of him, we have this nice little 40-second song, and this is dedicated to Philip Rivers. You're gonna love it because after I read you the news story after this song, you're gonna go ballistic. So
Okay.
let's official shit the bed theme.
Shit the bed tonight. He doesn't know. Don't tell it that.
You shit on my fucking bed. What the fuck?
Shit the bed tonight. It's alright.
She shit on my fucking bed.
Yeah. Shit the bed tonight. I'm gonna do it, baby. I shit the bed tonight. Don't tell her lately.
She just shit on my bed.
I shit the bed tonight. Maybe. It's not wee. It's just proper shit.
Yeah, Philip Rivers
well,
definitely
it's no
didn't.
San Diego Superchargers song.
He doesn't deserve it for what you had to sit through. So, I mean, take us through the whole thing. You know, we'll play a little stuff from our bar appearance in a little bit. But we got to the stadium. We did some tailgating with your friends, didn't we?
Yeah, I met up with my friend Megan and a whole bunch of we're just everyone, obviously Chargers fans out there, you know, getting some beers in them and hoping for the best, expecting the worst and hoping the best. I mean, I do have to say, as far as the game was concerned, everyone, you know, was pretty much hoping we're going to get our asses kicked is pretty much all I have to say. And with that being said, we didn't completely get our asses kicked. We definitely lost them and shit the bed, but it wasn't the blowout that to be honest, with Houston's D and Johnson and Foster and then putting in Tate, I was expecting it to be our assholes ripped way more than they really were. Well, at least a lot sooner. I mean, this is typical Chargers to lose, you know, a 20, I thought it was 28-7 at one point, but 21-7, I think it was, by the third, to lose it in the fourth. And I think I know what news story you're going to tell me because I was actually just rewatching some plays online from the game. So one of the big problems I have, we had such great feet, and then we're right there, but sometimes it's really actually hard to see all the plays when you're that close on the field. But sometimes it's actually easier to see it on TV than it is in person.
Yeah, we were like in the 20th row in kind of the corner end zone, so it was great. So we could see all the action going on one end zone, but didn't get to miss anything at the other side, which is, thank goodness,
right.
we didn't get to see Philip Rivers' dookie land right in front of us, so to speak. But this was the call that umpire blew call during Texans versus Chargers, says NFL VP of officiating. San Diego Chargers defensive tackle Cam Thomas was penalized for unnecessary roughness on a field goal attempt in the team's Week 1 loss to Houston. The call, which eventually led to 4 extra points for Houston, has been deemed incorrect by the goddamn NFL. This was not a correct call. This is not the intent of the rule as it was written. The rule is to protect the snapper on a field goal or an extra point from a direct forcible blow to the head or neck area or with the crown, forehead, hairline parts of the helmet of the body. It was not designed to prohibit any contact with the snapper, which is what happened on this play, which is what we saw. And we were wondering, what the hell?
And it was, and I rewatched it, and, you know, the commentators and talking about it too, going, they're trying to make that rule more strict for, you know, the safety, and I understand that. But rewatching that, I mean, ball was already snapped, and what didn't look like there was anything towards the head. I mean, you're in the line, you're gonna get hit at least a little, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you're alive. And then to have it go back, and then it was, a 9-yard touchdown right after that, which then put up the game. So, and then once Rivers gets in his head and you get a game like that, and then it just kind of falls apart.
Yeah. Phillip Rivers is his own worst enemy, and, just take me through your
You said it half to me. It's Phillip Rivers' game to lose, and that's why I wasn't talking smack to all the Houston fans next to me, because I said, not over till the fat lady sings. It's really sad with the Chargers. I was talking to so many of my other friends and tweets and Facebook's comments all towards each other, just going, different coach, same outcome. And I was reading some of what McCoy had to say today about just having to strengthen everything back up together. They looked great the first half. They were connected. I think they were really, connecting with everyone else on the teams. And Matthews looked great. And Eddie Royal had a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with Royal.
Yeah, fantasy dream game for him, and as Prost was saying, don't quite go jump on him yet, because you don't know. But
he might be the Julius Thomas, the same sort of thing. Like, I don't know if that's a waiver wire wonder right there or an Ogletree blunder.
Exactly. Well, we had before then we got to go to the
PB Bar and Grill.
PB Bar and Grill, and it was a fun time there, and we ran into both some Chargers fans and some Texans fans. So I think because he was wearing the Phillip Rivers jersey, I think this is the clip I'm playing first. Yeah, good old Tyler, and it was funny how Phillip Rivers is. Prost, you can attest to this. What does his autograph look like?
It's the smallest thing. He didn't boldly sign. Let's put it that way. I had to zoom in and get it on phone for us.
Yeah, if the whole theory of a guy's hands versus his junk, if it's signature, I feel sorry for Mr. Rivers, but let's play.
Well, if he's compensating with his signature, then Mrs. Rivers is quite the thrilled beast, because if that signature is compensation for other bits, he didn't write very big. So he must have something swinging down there.
But all right, let's play some of our fun at the bar.
Hey guys, this is Smash over here with Big Balls Fantasy Football, and we're down here at the pregame for the Chargers Houston's game, and I'm here with one of my very own fellow Chargers fans. What's your name?
Tyler.
Tyler, how long have you been a Chargers fan?
27 years.
All right, I like that, like born and raised. All right, so we do a little segment called Use Them or Lose Them on our show, and it's just matching up some players that are being playing against each other tonight on which one you'd rather have in your fantasy league, whether you have them on your own actual roster or not.
Okay.
So for tonight, our game, we'll start off with this one. Rivers or Schaub?
Rivers.
Why?
Because he's just, I'm not sure what he did last year, compared to Schaub, but I'm pretty sure he did better, and I know he has the potential to do a lot better.
Okay. Well, what do we think about our running backs versus Matthews versus Arian Foster, or even against the wide receivers, Andre Johnson? How do you think
Arian Foster. Arian Foster, yeah, that's a tougher one, but as a Chargers fan, I have to go with Matthews. And also, I do happen to have Matthews on my fantasy team, so I really hope he does better tonight.
Right, and hopefully he doesn't get hurt.
What's the over-under on how many weeks you think he's going to last without an injury?
Well, I think he's due for a solid season.
I want to think that. I really want that to happen.
Yeah.
Especially with all of our other injuries going on right now. But I did find it kind of interesting that I found out that the last 4 matchups with the with the Texans and the Chargers, the Chargers have won the last 4 in a row.
Ooh.
So that puts a little pressure, I feel like, on it. Even at home, or in Houston for them, in their own stadium, we've beaten them. So that gives us some faith for tonight.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Give us a prediction on the score. So when we run it later, you can see if you were right.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's going to be 21-14 Chargers.
I like that one. I'll take that.
He wasn't close. On one of the
For
numbers
the first half, kind of.
Yeah. was definitely first half numbers. So he was fun and he was great. And then
he did. He actually sent me a message on Facebook through like Kinsey stuff. And he was like, "Why Smash? Why?"
Oh man! So then everybody, we had some, and I know generally I know we're taking up a lot of time here, but we will definitely run some of the Tin Horn stuff next week. We just got to run the Tin Horn stuff, and I want to plug this week. We got to run our Tin Horn stuff on our video cast, and we'll be putting that up. And where can they find that, JENILEE?
Yeah, they can go to the stream.tv/bigballs to see that footage, or it will be on the Stream's YouTube page as well. So it's just the Stream TV YouTube channel for that stuff. And no, it's fun listening to you guys in San Diego and kind of hearing the fans. And I think it's probably more heartbreaking when your team is leading by that much all the way through the third quarter and ends up blowing it at the fourth. So I feel for you, Smash, because that's a harder loss. I was talking. It is really, really hard. Expected, unfortunately. I think I've talked to a lot of my other friends in the past few days, Charger fans, that are like, just unbelievable, beyond words, but totally believable. And my friend Eric, who actually knows a lot of former Charger players and used to help train a lot of them back in the day, said he heard a stat that one of the commentators said that with the lead that the Chargers had, which was, I think, at one point, 28-7, right? They're 97.9% likely to win that game. Way to go, Chargers. Way to go.
Wow. Way to beat the odds. Way to go.
Yes. Not in a good way.
And you can't, it's even though, Rivers threw that pick and it ended up being a touchdown and all that, it's you can't completely just blame him because obviously your defense was not stopping the Texans. It's like they
absolutely not. They could not. No, they could not cover. And I was thinking about you because I know you have, both of the Tate on your fantasy team, and they put Ben Tate in, and and with Foster, and they just could not cover them at all. And then Andre Johnson as well. I mean, he was having a pretty great game. So I mean. They in the second half, the Texans, they went to that locker room and just beefed it up and kicked our butt.
Speaking of the Texans, we ran into some really, really fully decked out Texans fans. We'll show some footage next week on our video cast during the breaks, but let's play our friends from Houston.
So we're here with Big Balls Fantasy Football with
some
Texans fan.
Texans fan.
This is who?
Armando
here. Born and raised?
Born and raised in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. And you are?
Andy.
Yeah. Born and raised in Houston, Texas, all the way across.
All the way across.
Will. Right. And your name?
Will.
Now, do you have any Texans on your guys' teams? Like, I personally, I have Houston's D, and I have Andre Johnson. So as much as I love my Chargers, I do expect it to be it's going to be rough. I hope it's not going to be complete ass kicking tonight for you guys.
So we have a segment we do call Use 'em or Lose 'em. Between these two players, who would you rather start this week? So first one?
Okay, Vic or RG3 for game. That's our first game tonight.
To start?
Yeah, who would you take?
I'm going to go with Vic.
Vic?
I'm going to go with Vic. I like his passing completions. I think he's a great quarterback, and personally, I just think he has a better arm.
Let's play a Texans one on them.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, Andre Johnson or Vincent Brown?
I'll go with Johnson all day.
Obviously.
All day.
Why are you going to take Johnson?
Johnson just top two receiver in the NFL all day. Anytime.
All right. How about, Alfred Morris or LaShawn McCoy?
Say LaShawn McCoy.
And why?
I just think he's just an all-around good player, so Plus, I have him on my fantasy football, so he better give me some points. I hope so.
So, of course you like Johnson, but what do you guys think of your quarterback as far as fantasy is concerned?
Matt Schaub, I mean, Matt Schaub's Matt Schaub, man.
Matt Schaub's Matt Schaub. Why do you say that?
Man, I wouldn't pick him up on my fantasy team.
You wouldn't?
No, I would not.
Just like I would not pick up Jay Cutler on my team, and my team's really the Bears, born and raised in Chicago, so I wouldn't play him either.
He can't scramble, he can't run, so, you know, you want somebody who doesn't pretty much fold under pressure.
So,
he's my team. Houston Texans my team since day one. But hey, I'm still gonna ride or die. You know.
That's right.
Lose them or use them or lose them then on Schaub versus Rivers.
I'm going with Schaub.
There you go, Sal. You'll still take him.
Oh yeah.
Schaub
over Rivers.
Why? What's the matter with Rivers?
I think I don't know. I don't really like Rivers. First of all, I think Schaub is just a better quarterback.
Who do you think there was more picks?
Rivers.
There we go. Sorry, Smash.
Pick up a salad.
Well, thanks, guys. Enjoy the game.
Texas. Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot, guys.
So, Smash, we come out of the game with our heads held low, and we look up, and the guy with the Mongo mask, what do we see in front of us?
Yeah, we see all those guys that we happen to interview at the bar come up and jump out in front of us and go like, ah, we're like, yeah. What are the odds of running back into you?
56,000 people, and we run into the same people that we interviewed at the bar. It was hilarious, and he's got his mask on. Prost, you saw that mask. That was pretty amazing, wasn't it?
It was. I'm not as impressed as I think that hat was.
Oh, the hat was
we have some pictures of the hat, the cowboy hat with the horns, painted, handmade by the last guy. I think his name was Will.
Armando.
It was pretty badass.
I thought Armando Armando made the hat. But that was hilarious. We walk out, and of all the things you needed was a bunch of Texans fans in your face.
At that point, I think, everyone was getting a little bit somber, and it was late, so a lot of the Texan fans had stayed inside the stadium, and we're all down there. All the Charger fans were like, okay, let's get out the trolley and get the hell out of this place. And all the Texans fans kind of stood there and enjoyed their big V. So.
Well, after they started, 2 or 3 fights in the stands. Very, very classy Houston fans.
Very. Yeah. That did happen.
So, thank you for sharing your live shit the bed story. I mean, it's a first for Big Balls Fantasy Football that we got to see one in person. Hopefully, you won't rub it off onto JENILEE and I when we go back to Soldier Field to watch our Giants play on Thursday Night Football. Don't get it on us, okay?
Okay, right. I'm going to go for the Bears or the Giants for you. We don't need to be double Manninged, you know?
double Manning. That sounds like a whole other deal. Not that this is a family
show. To deal with right now. One's bad enough to deal with right now.
Yeah,
sorry, I was jumping in. Just to tell Smash,
please.
Don't worry, the Titans will get revenge for you guys this weekend and beat the Texans.
I will. I'll watch that, and I'll hope for that because I think the Titans are probably the underdog on that one. So
they are, but I have faith in them. I have to have faith in them.
I know.
Or it's a bad situation. Anyway,
right. Chargers are going to go see our lovely Chip Kelly over with the Eagles this weekend. So we'll see how demolishing that will be. And going away and coming off this, it's going to go 2 ways. It's literally they're going to get their shit together and like really focus and be out for blood and revenge. Or we'll see another shit the bed.
All right. Oh, definitely. Well, it was really fun going down there. We had a great time at the bar, and we want to thank everybody that came out and talked to us and hung out with us. And we want to thank the PB Bar and Grill for having us. It was a great time, and we will be probably back down there. We're going to be back down there for PROST at your VFW. You want to tell us what we're going to be doing there, PROST?
Yeah, we're going to do a live remote before the Denver game at the VFW Club. It's a Salute to Veterans weekend, of course, and it's going to be a good time. It is unfortunately a private club. If you want to have booze, you have to be signed in by a member, but there'll be some good tape and footage come out of that place because it's a commingling of veterans that are all transplants. You got a fan base everywhere running around that place.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time, and if you really need to get in and you're a cute girl and you see a military man walking in, I don't think he's going to not sign you in, right, Prost?
There is some leeway that strolls through there. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
I think I just pulled white slavery on the air. That's great, wonderful, a new low for me on Big Balls Fantasy Football. Anyway, let's.
They'd love to have me. They'd love to have me there. Come on.
And then we were talking about going down for a Kansas City game. That's a tease. To end Smashes San Diego.
Yeah, last game of the season. Because I have a lot of Chiefs fan friends down there in San Diego, and they do a big party bus apparently for their thing. But I'm also talking about coming down for that Bronco game as well. I've got some friends hit me up going, Chargers Broncos, what's the deal? Are we going? So if I'm not there at the Philly, then maybe I'll be at the game.
Damn straight.
Bring some people down there.
Well, we got about 3 minutes. Anybody have any FYIs for the week? Anything? Any words of wisdom on the way out? JENILEE, you have anything off the top of your head?
FYI, Tampa Bay is going to have to get their shit together very quickly. I can't believe they lost against the Jets. There's almost nothing to say about them, but if they don't get their shit together, then they're in big trouble.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'll just pile on the whole you better get your shit together, so to speak. I'm sorry for everybody, but every prognosticator picked this because he was the man to run in New York, but his official nickname can be called Dropsies now. David Wilson, what the hell was that all about? For crying out loud. You fumbled twice in the game, and I think he got like 19 yards or something. Back in Tom Coughlin's doghouse. Good job. The first game of last season, you got yourself in the doghouse, and the first game of this season, you're in the doghouse too. Good job for blowing it, David Wilson. We will be watching your career closely. Anybody else?
I think I do have one little FYI from after with our lovely Jaguars, obviously being just as wonderful as they are. With their quarterback slated to be out again for week 2, I saw lots of little rumors out there and little people wondering, going, hey, is this where Tebow may go? Will Tebow will the Jaguars pick up Tebow? I would think that's a very interesting concept.
Well, they can have him.
Oh, they can totally have him. I'm just saying that, like, with the talk of Tebow not still on his, path of righteousness to be a NFL quarterback, are the Jaguars, going to still stick with their quarterback or move to Tebow? I just thought it was interesting that someone was playing that was thrown out there by some news articles and stories and stuff that I saw.
Cool. Well, we're out of time. JENILEE, another great show, and we'll be looking forward to your picks next week. And Prost, thanks for being our photographer at the bar and for bringing your prostness over to PB.
No problem. I actually, if we haven't, I wanted to call out and ask for replacement refs to come back. I mean, we had the two obvious calls that happened in the Charger game and the Packer game with Clay Matthews. The referees blew the call and admitted they made mistakes. But the Golden Tate rule was not enforced. There was a holding penalty against San Francisco. Rodgers heaved the ball into the end zone. It was clearly intercepted, but James Jones then caught the ball and defended simultaneously and landed in the end zone. That should have been a touchdown according to the Golden Tate rule. So I'd like to have replacement referees back.
No, that's okay. All right. All right. Time to play the theme. Thanks, everybody, and good night.
Good night.
Night, guys.
Your balls are showing. There are two types of balls. There are big brave balls, and there are little meat balls. Dicks have drive and clarity of vision.
The most important piece of equipment is called the cup. Now, it ain't no Dixie cup, and it ain't no coffee mug. And you certainly won't want to be drinking nothing out of it.
Hey, any balls in there? That's the biggest berry you ever seen, dingleberry.
Wow, could play with these balls all day.
Well, it's my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.